Hello and welcome back to Africa Arise, and in this video we would like to talk about the two versions of DaVinci Resolve before we do the installation and before we get to begin the tutorials on DaVinci Resolve. And the reason I have chosen to create this video is because as a beginner you may not know the difference and the advantages between the two softwares, and you may be curious to know which one should be the best for you and which one you should choose. And I have actually decided to make this video so that I make it clear to you so that you understand. Of course, as a beginner you may not need to use some of these features. However, some of them, they are very crucial, especially if you are to consider the fact that you have a small PC, you are a beginner and you want to render your videos faster, but you can't because the GPU acceleration is not supported in the DaVinci Resolve free version. What should you do? By the way, if you haven't installed DaVinci Resolve so far, I have a link to my Telegram channel in the description below, and you can follow that link, join my Telegram channel and have a link to the download of DaVinci Resolve Studio 17.3 so that we can get started together, because very soon you are going to see a lot of videos in as far as DaVinci Resolve is concerned popping up on this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, thank you very much for doing so right now, and share this video, like and comment. Let's get into the video and let's talk about the differences between the two softwares of DaVinci Resolve. You need to know about the difference between the two versions of DaVinci Resolve. We've got one, the Studio version, DaVinci Resolve Studio version, and you also have DaVinci Resolve free version. What is the difference between the two? The free version is simply implying that it is absolutely free. You can use it for free. You don't have to buy it. However, the studio version is different from the free version in that, number one, it is sold. It costs about $200 and something. And the other thing is, the studio version has got more features compared to the free version. What are these features? So let's talk about it. The first feature is the performance feature, which is to say the free version only helps you in as far as playback is concerned. When you are editing your videos, the playback of your videos, they are good, they are just the same with the studio feature. However, when it comes to rendering, which is one of the major or one of the most important things that also consume time in video production, when it comes to rendering, the free DaVinci Resolve does not give you GPU or graphics card acceleration, which is to say you'll be rendering your video using the CPU only, which is to say in instances whereby, maybe if I can give an example of where I have been testing, if I'm rendering a video which has got about 20 minutes long using GPU, it can take less than 4 minutes rendering. But if I am to use the same video, some effects and the same color grading, it can consume up to even more than 20 minutes depending on the speed of your CPU or on the speed of your computer or your machine, you see. So that is to say it is much of time consuming compared to the DaVinci Studio version. DaVinci Resolve free version allows you to render up to 4K resolution, and that is to say if you are edit your videos, you don't have the allowance to render up to above 4K, which is 6K, 8K, but the studio version allows you to go all the way to 32K of rendering. That is to say, if you are doing videos of high quality which may need to be viewed on big screens like big televisions. Number 3, the third difference: noise removal and motion blur. This is one of the very, very powerful features in DaVinci Resolve and is limited to studio version only. Many video editing or video production softwares do not have good noise removal features, and it's a pain when you are using them. I remember when I was using noise removal feature in Adobe Premiere Pro, you see that the rendering out of that feature is very, very extensive and is time consuming. But in DaVinci Resolve, the noise reduction feature is very powerful and works very good with GPU acceleration. However, it's only limited to DaVinci Resolve Studio version and is not seen in the free version. So now we can also go to another feature called motion blur, whereby maybe you want to blur some motion, maybe you are actually editing videos which are sensitive in some ways. For example, it is a court proceeding video whereby you don't want to review the face of a minor, you want to do some blur effects on that one. It is also important to use the motion blur feature which is found in DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Now we can also go to the other feature, which can be number 4, high dynamic range color grading. This feature is only found in the studio version of DaVinci Resolve and is not found in the free version of DaVinci Resolve. So you may decide if you need this one, and its scopes, it is only found or limited to DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Number 5 of the studio features of DaVinci Resolve is the neural engine, artificial intelligence. This is very, very powerful, especially the 17.3 upgrade of DaVinci Resolve, which was recently released, which involves things like optical flow, face detection, object removal, speed warp, magic masking. You may also need this feature, and it is only limited to DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Then the other feature, which could be last but not least, DaVinci Resolve visual effects, also Fairlight effects, a lot of plugins when you are working with audio. So you may also need to have the privilege to access all these features. However, they are only found in DaVinci Resolve Studio version. These can also involve things like dirt removal. They can also involve things like film grain. They also involve things like lens flares and lens detection. So these are the features of DaVinci Resolve which are found in DaVinci Resolve 17, which makes it different, which are found in DaVinci Resolve Studio, which makes it different from the other version, which is the free version of DaVinci Resolve. So maybe you want to consider if it is worth buying DaVinci Resolve Studio version. It is really worth it, especially when we look at these features that we have mentioned. There are even other features which are beyond this when it comes to scripting in Fusion. When you are doing your 3D design in Fusion, you need to do maybe scripting and so forth. You may need to use actually these features, and you may not be able to have them because you are given the watermark feature of DaVinci Resolve free version, which is instructing you to make an upgrade to DaVinci Resolve Studio. So let me hear your thought if DaVinci Resolve 17 is worth upgrading or not, and if you are comfortable with using the free feature. It's all about your personal decision, and it is also to do with what you are doing. But for me personally, I love the studio features and how they do, especially the noise removal, because sometimes you may be shooting your video in low light whereby you have got your ISO on your camera very high, and you unfortunately during editing find that your video is full of noise, and when that happens you may need to do the removal of that noise and you don't know how to do it, or you don't have the feature of the studio version of DaVinci Resolve. And not only that, and other features that we have mentioned, you may need to use them here and there or now and again, and you may need these features in DaVinci Resolve. So let me hear from you. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, consider subscribing, consider liking the video, consider sharing, consider commenting in the comment section below if you have any question, or just to greet up and just to say thank you if possible. So thank you very much for watching this video, and until next time.